Have you ever felt trapped in your own thoughts, as if your mind were a labyrinth with no exit? An idea that echoes, a memory that won't fade away. That person, who should have become part of your past, continues to dance in your head like a persistent whisper. Why does this happen? What do these memories really mean to you? The truth is, these persistent thoughts are not just random musings. They are echoes of parts of you that cry out for healing and attention. Each resonating thought brings to the surface an emotional wound, an untold story, a hidden desire. You might wonder, why do I keep thinking about this? Yet, it could be deeper than you realize. What if the pain you carry is the pathway to acceptance? When you allow yourself to look within, you discover that this obsession is a quest for meaning, for connection, for an understanding you have yet to reach. Often you wish for silence to scream, but it refuses to be ignored. It's easy to feel alone, isn't it? Even when surrounded by people, the feeling of being misunderstood can be a constant shadow. I feel like no one understands me, you might say. And perhaps, deep down, that's true. But what if the silence you fear is the only place where you can truly hear yourself? The universe around you isn't worn out. It's the echo of your mind that needs light. Each moment you suppress this pain, you think you're protecting yourself. But the reality is that you are merely imprisoning yourself. Breathe. Accept the truth that these thoughts have a purpose. You aren't exhausted without reason. It's this internal battle that drains your energy. Today, upon waking, say to yourself, I am capable. Remember, every urge to escape is actually an opportunity to be reborn. As you begin to explore these memories and the pain they carry, you'll find pieces of yourself that have been lost. With each reflection, a layer dissolves, and something new is revealed. No one can pretend forever. So why pretend that everything is fine when your mind is screaming for attention and love? It's time to confront these thoughts head-on. Allow yourself to feel. Embracing this pain is a transformative choice. By doing so, you start to understand that obsession is a path of self-discovery. You're not just thinking about someone, you are searching for yourself. Human interactions leave deep marks. Have you ever taken a moment to reflect on that? Each encounter, every exchanged word, shapes who you are. Sometimes these impressions can feel heavy, but what if they are in fact the key to understanding your essence? When you feel like no one understands you, when loneliness settles in even among others, remember, your memories are more than just recollections. They are the scars of your experiences, the imprints the world has left on your soul. Just yesterday, someone shared with me that their memories felt like a breath of fresh air. Then, they quickly acknowledged that these memories also carry pain. But what comes next might be the most important part. These marks are not merely burdens, they are testimonies. Your capacity to feel, to connect, to love can also be your strength. What if, instead of carrying a weight, you saw these memories as an invitation to embrace who you are? Each person who has crossed your path, every friendship, every disagreement, all left a bit of themselves in you. What if you could look at these impressions with gratitude? Does the pain I carry also guide me? This reflection can open doors. The connection you seek with others begins to reveal itself when you accept your own journey. When you look within, you realize that often you are not just a witness to someone else's story, but also a co-creator. If you feel exhausted, know this: none of it is in vain. You are in a process of self-discovery. It's perfectly okay not to know what to do right now. Feel the weight of your silence. It wants to tell you something. It is in this inner space that true connections emerge. Each of us grapples with our own demons, but it is in embracing these memories that you will find peace. Allow yourself to feel, and in doing so, also grant yourself permission to be free. After all, the more you discover about yourself, the lighter the weight of those impressions becomes. And that is what truly matters. Imagine for a moment what it would be like to live with an open book, filled with blank pages, untold stories, whispers of the soul still waiting to be written. Have you ever felt that weight? Sometimes these unfinished chapters become burdens we carry, invisible obstacles to our freedom. No one sees them, but you can feel them. Emotional closure is essential. Without it, life turns into an echo of constant lamentations. You may feel trapped in a cycle that seems never-ending. That relationship that didn't work out, a friendship that faded away, a pain that just won't heal. What do you do with these unfinished stories? Here's the point. By letting go of what no longer serves us, we create space for new narratives. Have you ever stopped to think how it would feel if you could close that door? Instead of carrying the weight of what once was, you could let everything flow, like a river continuing on its path. This sensitivity is often invisible. It might give the impression that no one understands what you're going through. I feel like no one gets me, you might think. But here's a truth. It's possible to transform all of this. First, remember that these feelings are valid. They do not define who you are. Now, close your eyes for a few seconds. Feel the weight of your silence. What is it trying to tell you? Sometimes, what you fear is also what can free your soul from the chains of the past. It's okay not to know where to start. The important thing is to take that first step, even if it's a small one. Free your mind. You don't need permission. By allowing yourself to find closure, you also give yourself the opportunity to rewrite your next chapter. Have you ever wondered what could happen if you let go of your shackles? Give yourself the chance to begin. You deserve that space. Free yourself and let new stories, still unwritten, begin to take shape. It's time to stop carrying the weight of what is no longer you. Today, take a deep breath and tell yourself, I am capable of closing cycles. Are you ready to rewrite your story? Have you ever stopped to think about why certain thoughts keep echoing in your mind? Why does your mind cling to these ideas and feelings, much like a leaf caught in a whirlwind? Before you know it, a day has passed, a week, and you still find yourself trapped in that cycle. Obsession, that uncomfortable companion, only grows stronger. It appears as an echo of old pains, reverberating through wounded pride or unresolved insecurities. It's as if these thoughts are old friends, always there, waiting to be heard. They don't give up on you. But here's something you might not have realized. Each repeated thought is a disguised opportunity. Every obsession brings a lesson, a seed of self-awareness. Those bothersome wounds are trying to tell you a story. What do you need to understand about yourself? When you feel overwhelmed, your mind doesn't stop. It searches for clues, attempting to decipher an invisible puzzle. Do you feel exhausted? There's a reason for that. An overloaded mind signals that something needs acknowledgement. Each repetition is a call, an invitation to accept what you feel. What if the pain you carry isn't your enemy, but a way to guide you inward? In the silence of your mind, you might just find the answer. Each repeated cycle is a passage into the unknown. It's time to observe these thoughts without getting lost in them. What do they truly want to tell you? Imagine yourself in a quiet forest. You hear the wind and the whisper of leaves. In the midst of this scene, you encounter your own inner emptiness. Instead of fearing it, breathe. Accept what you feel. It's okay not to know what to do right now. That pause, that acceptance, is the first step toward transforming pain into learning. Repetitions don't have to be a burden. They can become a foundation for growth. Have you considered that by accepting these truths, you begin to free yourself? Each obsession, every thought that insists on resonating, can become a guide if you allow it. At the end of the day, you are not just your mind. You are the presence that listens to it. And if you learn to listen, you'll discover that liberation lies in acceptance, embracing your wholeness. Let the echoes come, but don't let them dictate your path. Choose, each day, to learn to dance with them, rather than being swept away by their current. Have you ever looked within and wondered what your emotions are really trying to tell you? Often, the voices inside you scream in silence. They carry stories, secrets, and hidden truths. But do you have the courage to listen? Reflection acts as a mirror, revealing layers you may have forgotten. Each emotion serves as a silent guide, a doorway to an inner universe that we need to explore. In doing so, you might discover that your pain is, in fact, a pathway to healing. Imagine the weight of loneliness. You're walking down a corridor filled with people yet still feeling invisible. That sense of not belonging can be overwhelming. But here's something you may have never realized. This loneliness could be the beginning of profound self-discovery. What if you started asking yourself, what do I fear when I am alone? When you make space for reflection, truths begin to surface. The mental fatigue you're experiencing, it isn't just related to your routine. Often, it's your soul crying out for attention. It's someone inside you shouting to be heard. What if you could just pause, even for a few minutes, and simply feel? Close your eyes. Breathe. Notice the weight of the silence. It wants to tell you something. Your wounds are not merely scars. They are maps indicating your experiences. Each memory of pain or rejection is an opportunity to seek meaning. You might ask yourself, how has this experience shaped who I am? This quest for meaning amid pain is an act of empowerment. What if you discover that you have the ability to transform your pain into resilience? Every attempt to please others just for their approval does not define your essence. You are not weak for feeling. You are human. The voices echoing in your mind do not represent who you are. Today, you can allow yourself, permit yourself to feel. It's normal not to have all the answers, and believe me, it's perfectly okay not to know what to do next. Little by little, you can remember who you've always been, and remember, every step towards self-discovery is a step toward freedom. Enough. Today, you will no longer diminish yourself. You deserve to inhabit your own body with integrity. You deserve to uncover your deepest self, and with each discovery, free yourself a little more. Trust the process. Let's take a moment to imagine the vastness of a savanna, the warm earth, the open sky, and nestled under the shade of a tree, a lion, wild, majestic. Its presence is intense, but remember, it's not just raw power, it can be tamed. Your feelings and emotions are like that lion. They are powerful and intimidating, yet when understood, they can be guided. What if you're losing control, not because you're weak, but because you never learned how to tame that lion? When anger rises and fears build, a storm brews inside you. Your heart races, your breathing becomes irregular, and a part of your essence starts to fade. But here's the secret. You don't have to be a hostage to what you feel. Observe yourself. You are the spectator while the storm swirls on the other side. The courage to tame this force begins with acceptance. Accepting that pain and joy walk hand in hand. Look at your limits. Where do you feel stuck? What holds you back from moving forward? The truth is, often, you are fighting against your own nature when you should simply recognize it. The lion should not be ignored. It should be respected. It is a part of you, just like your weaknesses. Take a moment, breathe, feel the weight of your emotions. It's okay not to know what to do right. This moment of uncertainty can be a gateway to new freedom. Ask yourself, what story are you telling yourself? What if the anger I feel is simply a cry for attention? This shift in perspective can be liberating. Today, start observing your mind. Acknowledge your emotions, but don't identify with them. They are visitors, not residents. What comes next might be even more important. Acceptance is the first step toward transformation. To tame the lion, you must learn to listen to your inner voice. Remember, in the depths of your silence, there lies unexplored power. Connect with that strength. You have the ability to rewrite your narratives. The moment you take the reins, you discover the force within you. You are not just emotions, you are the awareness that observes them. Today, upon waking, tell yourself, I am capable. With these small yet steady steps, you'll begin to feel transformation. The lion doesn't have to be feared. It can be your ally. Treat it with respect and love, and you'll see how it becomes a guide, not a predator. Now, allow yourself to feel the breeze that brings renewal. You can tame your emotions. You can find peace within the storm. And by doing so, you not only free yourself, you strengthen yourself. With each passing day, you will remember who you truly are. Do you have enough courage to let go of what no longer serves you? Imagine holding a heavy stone that you've been carrying for years. Perhaps this stone represents a painful memory, a mistake, or a relationship that's no longer there. With every step, it drags you backward. Its presence limits your freedom. But what if I told you that by releasing this stone, you could find lightness? Letting go does not mean forgetting. It's not about erasing scars, but accepting that they are part of your story. It's about recognizing that each experience brings a deep lesson. Being present means making space for new possibilities to enter. What's occupying your mind? What do you still hold on to like a sack of stones? What if what you fear letting go is in fact what keeps you from living fully? Embracing the lessons of the past takes courage. You may have carried the weight of loneliness for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to be light. Many people, even when surrounded by others, feel an immense emptiness. Now, take a breath. Feel the gravity pulling you down, but at the same time, the freedom that comes from simply letting go. Yes, you can. You deserve this. Affirm to yourself, I am capable of letting go. Have you ever wondered what your life would be like if those stones no longer existed? Lightness isn't just about giving up, it's about making room for something new. Instead of asking yourself if you can manage it, consider, what could life offer me if I just allowed myself? People who have faced tremendous struggles often find themselves reborn to discover the beauty of life. Just yesterday, someone told me, I only want to live without fear of what could have been. But are we destined to endure what no longer serves us? Enough. You no longer need to diminish yourself. View your past as a gentle teacher. It has brought you to where you are today. Now, be open to the new. Allow yourself to feel. Accept the pain, but don't let it dictate your life. Do you feel the pressure in your chest? It's the burden of staying trapped, but the choice to let go is in your hands. Tomorrow doesn't have to be built on what has already been. By releasing the past, you're not denying it. You honor it and move forward. Letting go is a powerful act, an invitation to transformation, a liberation. What if what you think you lack is actually protecting you? Feel that space of silence within you. It wants to tell you something profound. Trust that this silence, which may seem intimidating, is where you truly find yourself. Today, upon waking, consider telling yourself, I allow myself to be free. This is an act of courage, a step toward your true self. So what's holding you back from soaring? Free yourself. You deserve to experience life in all its fullness. Imagine a space where your soul can finally exhale. A safe place. Do you feel tired, don't you? Sometimes life feels like a weight, as if freedom is always just out of reach. But what comes next may just be the key. Free yourself from the notion that there's no way out. In the morning silence, or the cozy embrace of night, start with a simple gesture. Your breath. Feel the air fill your lungs, bringing life to every cell. This is a silent ritual. What if the space you seek is the present moment? Take a deep breath and declare to yourself, I am capable. Each time you do this, you plant the intention to be present. The path to awakening isn't complicated. It is built through small actions, with kindness toward yourself. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Allow your silence to speak. What does it reveal to you? Sometimes, what we fear the most is our own wisdom. And what if what you think you lack is actually protecting you? Start a meditation. It doesn't need to be long. A minute may be all you need. Let your thoughts float like leaves on a pond. Don't hold on to them. Just observe. The energy you spend fighting against your thoughts can be redirected towards self-care. Remember, You are not weak. You are strong for allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Practice thanking yourself, not for what you do, but for who you are. That is awakening. If this message has resonated with you, perhaps you are already on your way to a new chapter. Along this journey, find space to ritualize your endings and beginnings. Light a candle. Write your intentions down on paper. Allow these simple actions to shine a light on your future. At the end of each week, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what have I learned from my pain? Inquire, how has this shaped me? It's okay not to have the answers. The beauty of awakening lies in the fluidity of the questions. A deep awakening happens when you become comfortable with uncertainty. Enough. Today, you will no longer diminish yourself. True liberation resides in the awareness of the present. You don't need external permissions. You are the artist of your own life. And as you move forward, remember, each step you take is an invitation to emotional transcendence. By quieting your mind, you can finally hear your true essence. Free yourself and allow yourself to be who you really are. Your past, as heavy as it may be, doesn't have to be the ground you continue to walk on. Life is an open field where you can decide what to plant. In the silence that follows the storm, there is fertile ground waiting. What will you do with it? Have you ever stopped to wonder why your mind clings so tightly to what's already happened? Sometimes, pain disguises itself as a shadow that refuses to fade away. It feels familiar, but it doesn't have to be. Have you realized that, even when surrounded by people, you can feel an invisible loneliness? It's like being in a crowd and yet not being heard. Let that flow. Yet, beneath this pain, lies what truly matters. What does it teach you? What does it reveal about who you are? Each scar is a mark of experiences lived, but it doesn't have to be a burden. Because the silence, which we often fear, can become the deepest source of healing. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Feel the weight of your silence. It wants to tell you something. Are you tired of fighting against the chains of the past? Then it's time to let go. What you feel does not define who you are. Remember, you have the power to choose what to nurture in your life. You deserve a new beginning. New possibilities are waiting for you. By planting seeds of transformation, you create space for growth. What if this journey isn't about shedding the past, but instead about integrating it in a way that empowers you? Pain can serve as a guide, not a prison. By allowing it to be just a part of you, life can unfold with clarity and purpose. What if what you fear most becomes your greatest strength? Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. You are stronger than you think. It's perfectly fine not to know what to do right now. Life is a cycle of learning, and as challenging as it may be, every step you take tells a new story, a story of rebirth. If this message resonates deeply within you, why not express it? Write in the comments, I choose to be reborn. This is your moment of transformation. And may this message also reach those who are still in silence, waiting for their own storm to pass. The continuation of your journey begins now.